All right, I am running a little bit behind on these because I got caught up in the happenings of the world and forgot that it's almost Sagittarius season. So here's our tarot reading for Aries for Sagittarius season that begins tomorrow, the 21st, in the afternoon of November. So astrologically, you guys, Aries, will have to contend with a Mars retrograde. It's already moving very slow. You're probably already feeling that slowdown happening. You're likely going to have to kind of redo some of the things that you've been doing over the last couple months, actually. This will be a lot of review because it is stationing retrograde in Leo. So there's like a review of like your ego, what lights you up, what are you doing, like what have you been doing that is like, is it lighting up your soul? Is it giving you energy? Is it really helping you feel like yourself? Are you really moving forward? Now you do still have the North Node in Aries, so there has been this push to move forward as yourself, right? As your true authentic self. But keep in mind here that there is a lot of the whole Pluto thing that's been going on, like that we've still been pushed back into that little box of, oh, this is the status quo, you got to stay here. That's not a place that Aries really enjoys being in the first place, okay? So anything that you may have been doing over the last like few months, you may have to go back and think, is this really what I want to be doing for myself? And then Mars is going to move back into Cancer, its least happy place to be, and I'm sure you guys have been feeling that one for a hot minute as well. That's a little bit emotionally angry. It is a sign where Mars can get a bit reactive and more angry than usual from an emotional standpoint. So, and like getting angry because you feel emotional, right? So let's go ahead and pull you guys some cards for this time. What can Aries expect as a whole for Sagittarius season? All right, we've got King of Cups. Now, Mars retrograde is actually having you look within, right? So it's any time that any planet stations retrograde, it's about self-reflection. So this energy as a whole of being King of Cups with Mars moving back into Cancer, that really makes sense as far as like looking within and really dealing with your emotional self and facing it head on, and maybe kind of working with some of the trauma triggers and wondering like, why do I get so angry over this, and finding a more of a sense of compassion and understanding with yourself and being able to find a more stable place in your emotions. Let's see. What is something unexpected for Aries? Ew. Sorry, guys. We've got Five of Pentacles. So this is really like feeling left out. This is, very left out in the cold. It can be health related, but oftentimes it's like a depression, it's a sadness, it's feeling like you just don't belong somewhere. That is actually very likely to stand out during this retrograde, and with that Mars in the first house is really realizing, especially with now the Pluto's in Aquarius, like realizing that you just don't fit in the place that you've been in. Right? And that can be devastating to deal with. But again, this King of Cups energy of learning how to be more compassionate with yourself and more understanding of yourself will help to get through that left out kind of feeling. Let's see, how to stay grounded. Can Aries stay grounded during Sagittarius season? I don't know about you guys, but pretty much since Mars has slowed way down, I have had a steady headache, and it just keeps getting worse. It got really bad last night, and I have Mars conjunct my ascendant, so like that is the head. How to stay grounded, Queen of Wands. So definitely keep that passion, keep that fire, even when you're realizing that maybe you don't fit in where you are. Still keep looking at where you do fit in. How do you really light up a room? What really makes you light up yourself? How do you feel in your situations? And keep paying attention to what it is that you want to create, where it is that you're wanting to go, what is really keeping you motivated in this world. Don't let the realizing that the place you're in isn't your place. Don't let that bring you backwards, bring you down, right? Keep focusing on where it is that you're heading and what it is that you're wanting to create in your world. What's an important emotion? King of Wands. So yeah, we got that little combination here of just standing your ground. Like you may have a moment, and this may be what leads to this Five of Pentacles energy here, where you've got in a moment where you're realizing that where you're at ain't it. Like it's just not for you, and you're standing your ground and you're saying, hey, I don't belong here. I don't want to be part of this. This over here is what I want to do. This is what makes me happy. And following that emotion that comes up that tells you that this is where you want to be rather than the other place that you've been. That is a really important feeling of finding yourself and standing in your own power. Aries is the King of Wands and Queen of Wands energy. So really make sure that you're maintaining that fiery, passionate energy that you do have. Something that will inspire. I have Four of Pentacles. So this like withdrawing and this actually really kind of goes with this Five of Pentacles. Like there's something in this of withdrawing from the group, taking yourself away from people that are maybe trying to keep you in a certain box, and really just pulling back and focusing on yourself. That's a really important thing. Like it's really interesting when you do that, how you start seeing that like the sad, hard things bring up a lot of inspiration for you, seeing that you can do it on your own. You don't need them. It teaches you who you really are at your core. So that's a really inspiring thing to do sometimes when you're, especially if you're like, have a tendency to just always want to surround yourself with people. Being able to pull yourself back from that and realize that you're still good is a really important thing to acknowledge. Your spirit guide speaking to you. Ooh, my headache is getting worse again. We've got Seven of Pentacles here. So this is like showing, your spirit is showing you where you need to make adjustments, where you need to make some changes in your life in order to continue to grow and continue to build your abundance in the world, right? So whatever it is that's being taken away from you is being taken away from you so that you can continue to move forward, and your guides are going to be showing you this. Let's see. And how to best support yourself. We've got Page of Wands. All of these wands. It's very Aries energy. So be your normal self. Be your normal Aries. Be spontaneous and curious. And I mean, Page of Wands is very Aries energy in that it is kind of, it's just a little childlike. It's kind of fun. It's enjoying life. It's out here learning new things and experimenting with new things. And it's just allow yourself to enjoy life in the moment. Even with that retrograde, all that retrograde is doing is it's showing you your true self rather than the self that everybody around you wants to impose on you. And go with that. Go with that inspiration that comes up with that. And just keep moving forward as who you are as an individual. Okay, let's pull some clarifiers for our King of Cups. Oh, we've got a Three of Wands. One more. Page of Pentacles. Ooh, and one more. And a Two of Swords. So this is like... yeah, with Judgment on the bottom here. What do we have on the bottom of this one? Temperance. Okay, so we got Temperance on the bottom of the main reading. This is turning the ugly into something good, something workable, right? So that's actually really good. Temperance is the Sagittarius card. So this is that time for you guys to really like work on how to turn whatever isn't going right into something that will go right. And we've got here with these clarifiers of the King of Cups, this is that making decision to allow your ship to come in, allow your own sense of stability to come in, okay? And with the Judgment on the bottom, this might be something, of course, Mercury retrograde, where we're visiting old things, or not, Mercury and Mars actually retrograde during this time, will be reviewing old things. So this might be like an old situation or a similar situation to something from the past that comes up, giving you another chance to do it differently. And you making that decision to go your direction instead of maybe last time you went the direction that other people pushed you into, okay? Let's pull some oracle cards here. What is influencing Sagittarius season for Aries? Oh, come on now. Power. I love it. I love it. So you're finding your own power. You're finding your own way. Really letting go of outside influences on you, okay? What is your advice? Surrender. Very let go and let God kind of energy. This is kind of, with Pluto entering Aquarius, social lives are going to be changing dramatically. First thing Pluto does is it destroys. And sometimes we have to just kind of let go and let God in those situations and, you know, process the emotions that come up from it. But letting go, make sure that you're not trying to cling to things that are trying to leave your life during this time. We do have hunger on the bottom of this. So you guys are really really driven to move forward in life. It's going to be a little difficult to do during this time with your ruling planet being retrograde. But you're really going to be able to find yourself and what it is that you really want to go for in life during this time. So really make sure that you continue to follow that and follow your heart and look within during this time.